Welcome to the Infant Thrive feeding system. This short video will help you understand what our smart bottle is measuring when you feed your baby, and how to understand and interpret the information using your tracker app. The Infant Bottle's smart sensor can help you understand the coordination of your baby's suck, swallow, breathe rhythm as he or she feeds. This is done by recording the tongue movement on the nipple. Viewing this data live in the app can reinforce your caregiver instinct of whether a feeding is going well or poorly. You'll be able to see how small adjustments can make a difference, like switching how you're holding your baby or changing the flow rate of the nipple on your bottle. This feeding data is meant to enhance, not replace your own intuition. It's a way to better understand your baby's feeding cues and to watch his or her feeding skills progress over time. In your app, you'll be able to see two different ways to view this information. The pulse is a purple dot that increases and decreases in size according to the movement of the tongue on the nipple. The larger the movement, the larger the dot. The color will range from light purple to dark purple and will become darker the longer your baby sucks without pausing for a break. Babies take breaks to swallow, breathe, or even slow down a feeding. Mature feeders will have a good balance of the amount of sucks between pausing to breathe. The other way to view your baby's feeding pattern is the feeding curve, which looks like a running graph or a series of peaks and valleys as the nipple moves. When newborn babies are learning to feed, this pattern is likely to appear simple, with consistently small peaks, up and down, up and down. They're becoming familiar with bottle feeding, a complicated skill that requires pressing the nipple to draw out liquid in a controlled manner. For example, this is what a feeding curve of a 1-month-old baby might look like. As you can see, the width of the peaks is narrow, and the pattern is arrhythmic or irregular. Over time, as your baby's feeding skills mature, the curve will look stronger and more rhythmic. Here is a sample curve of a 5-month-old baby. The peaks are higher, more consistent, and more frequent, demonstrating greater sucking skill. The pattern is more rhythmic. They're mastering their feeding coordination, and the baby is in control. Here is a sample curve from baby Theo. This feed looks very different from previous feeds, so mom decides to try a different position to see if the curve changes and becomes more consistent and regular. Here's the curve from baby Emma, who recently turned 3 months old. Mom noticed that Emma has been showing signs of frustration during feedings. She's going to try a slightly faster flowing nipple to see if that helps. Her curve looks coordinated and good. Emma has maintained her greater sucking skills with the increased flow. Keep in mind that your baby's feeding curve may change from steady to irregular throughout the day or even within a feeding. All babies experience fussy periods or have an off feeding, and the feeding curve will reflect that. Over time, you'll be able to identify trends that help you create an optimal feeding routine, customized to your baby's unique needs and preferences as they grow, mature, and become skilled feeders. Infant is here for your entire feeding journey, guiding you through your baby's evolving preferences and needs, and all the ups and downs that will occur during your baby's most critical stages of growth and development.